Hello everyone, welcome to Lab 8. Today we will learn mastering clientless SSL VPN configuration on Cisco packet tracer. So let's read out the scenario first. Let's say you are away from your office without your work laptop and urgently need to access company data securely. This is where the magic of clientless SSL VPN shines, providing remote access through a web browser without the needing of installing VPN clients on individual devices. Let's dive into how Packet Tracer can simulate this scenario, equipping you with the knowledge to configure such a VPN setup effectively. So now what is SSL? SSL is for Secure Socket Layer and the VPN is Virtual Private Network. So SSL is the protocol ensure secure communication between web browser and server. So basically, if you want to access the company data securely, SSL will make sure that you access data securely. So that will give you the guarantee for the SSL. And what is VPN? VPN is the virtual private network, and this is the technology that creates the encryption tunnel over public networks such as the internet, enabling secure communication between remote user and corporate research. Okay, so this is kind of description, and as I mentioned, as I tell all the video, that if you do not like this description here, you can Google it and until you find something that makes sense to you. Okay, so this is kind of theory part. But let's jump into the lab that we are going to do based on the SSL and VPN. Okay, so let's say you working as a software company and they have QA engineer developer, right? And the developer, they develop the software, and the QA, they test that software. Now, developer, they want to access the production server or UAT server, and QA also want to access the both UAT and production server. So let's say you forget your laptop, or your laptop is not working, and went to the office and you borrow laptop from the IT department, and you must know your credential, meaning the username and password to access the UAT server or the production. So you need only 3 or 4 pieces of information. One is you need a device where you can use the browser. You need a URL for the UAT and production server. You need a username and password. That's all thing you need. So now let's say QA engineer, he wants to access the UAT server or production server, right? So I am going to open the web browser. And then since I am here, so this is my outside, right? So I have to send request in this port, and this after I send the request in this port here on the outside, it will give us the option to log in, right? So based on my login credential, I should able to access this server. So let's say I'm going to access first is on the outside here. So the outside is should be 192.168.2.1. So this is my outside VPN, right? So and this is the HTTP. So I have to provide the HTTPS connection, and now it is asking for the username and password. So HTTPS 192.168.2.1, and username is the QA1 and password is QA1 QA123. QA1 and password is QA123. Yeah, you see, I as a QA, I set the credential is the QA123, and now is asking for its display welcome to the UAT environment. Now, if I want to access to the production, so simply I have to log in again, and for the developer, I put credential for to access the production is the dev1, and password is dev123, and this is the production. You see, welcome to the production environment. So you see, before we directly access the UAT server, we have to access the outside of the server. Then we enter our username and password. Based on that, we are able to access our access the company UAT server or the production server. That is how the SSL VPN with the wave the clientless SSL VPN is work. Okay, so that is our the end work that we are going to do. Okay, so now let's start building this project. So what I'm going to do is let's do it here. Let me delete this. Yes. Okay, so now let's go down. So in this simulation, we have two server, UAT server. So we have to get the two servers. So let's get a two server here. So click on the in device here, and then click on server. Let me put this on the side by side. And put the port number here. So this way, so show device label, port number. Okay, so this is our, let's rename it to UAT server, UAT server, and the IP address should be 192.168.1.10/24. Copy this, and now I have to get another server. Again, it should be one dot. So this should be the prod server. Prod server, and the IP address for this is 1.20. Okay, now let's put it this thing, configure the UAT server and the production server. So it should be 192.168.1.10, and subnet mask and default gateway should be 192.168.1.1. So we're done with the UAT server, and now let's do the production. 192.168.1.20, and default gateway is 192.168.1.1. So these two server configuration is done. So now we need one security firewall, Cisco ASA 5505. So now again click on the network device, right? So the network device on the packet tracer. Then you see this is the firewall. So we need a 5501 firewall. So I'm going to put this firewall here, and we need two Cisco switches. Let me move this to a little bit on the right side, and we need two Cisco switches 29. So click on the switches 2960. So put the switches here, and another one is here. So rename this one is out. This one is the out switch. Which is WITCH. So this should be our outside switch, and this one should be inside in switch. Okay. So now with two PC, one for QA engineer and the one for developer. So I'm going to put two PC here. And this is for two PC, one for QA engineer. And IP address is 192.168.2.2/24. Copy this, and I can put it here. So this for the developer, developer, okay, dev, right? And this one should be 2.3. Okay, so now let's put the IP address in the desktop. So this one is 192.168.2.2. Subnet mask is, and default gateway is going to be 192.168.2.1. And I'm going to configure the developer PC. And this one is 192.168.2.3. And this one is going to be 192.168.2.1. All right, so we configure all the PC, we configured the server as well. So now what is the next steps? Now we have to make a connection. So connect firewall server and switches. So the connect firewall port ET00 to, okay, so now, so this is firewall and switch. So firewall to switch, we need to use the crossover cable, and ET00 should be go to out switch. So this one, and this one is going to be first Ethernet 01, and then ETA is 03. You can connect any of them, but let's follow the instructions. So 03 go to the first Ethernet 01, and this is going to be the in switch. So we done step number 1. So connect out PC, connect PC and switch. So PC and switch. So first Ethernet 01 to switch port 03. So switch to PC is going to be Ethernet cable. No. First Ethernet 0, and this one is going to be 02. And again, Ethernet cable, first Ethernet is 00. This is going to be 03. So now connect in switch. So connect in switch, so this one to the server. So connect switch port first Ethernet 0 to the UET server first Ethernet 0. So I'm going to connect this one, and again from switch and the server is going to be Ethernet cable. So first Ethernet is 02 to the first Ethernet 01 Ethernet cable, and this is going to be 03. Yeah. Okay, so connection also is done. So now we have to configure the firewall. So the first thing, double click on the firewall, CLI, and just type EN for enable, and it will ask for the password. So if let's say the password is not works, just enter. You see, if you enter, it will give you the, it will be enable mode. Okay, so you don't try to enter any password that you don't know, just press enter. Okay, so now we have to do configuration mode. So config T, and we have to configure the VLAN. So interface VLAN 1, and IP address for that is going to be 192.168.1.1, and subnet mask is 255.255.255.0, and no shut, and we have to no shut. So exit. Now we have to do for we have a two interface or two network, right? One is for one network, so 192.168.1, and we have to do for the network 2. So we have to do same thing, interface VLAN 2, and the IP address is going to be 2.1. Exit, and we configure the VLAN. We done this part. So now we have to bookmark manager configuration, right? So we have to add the URL in the config manager configuration and the ASA router. So again, you have to click on the physical, the config. You have to click on the config. Then you will see the bookmark manager, and the title is going to be, let's say, prod. You can give anything, and let me see if I can able to copy this. So this is the URL for production environment. So I have to add this one, and then 1.20 is production, making sure, say, yeah, 1.20 is production. So now we have to do for UAT environment. And again, I'm going to paste this. So the UAT is going to be 1.10 and add. So now we add the environment, production and UAT environment. Now let's say who is going to be access this, like the user. So now let's configure the add the couple of user. So the first user we're going to use is QA. So username is QA1. You can name it anything you like. So password is QA123, and then we are going to do the for the developer. So is the dev 123 is the password, and dev 1 is for a username. So I'm going to press enter, exit. Now we add the user, right? So now what we have to do, we have to add this user in the user manager table. So where I can find the user manager table? So I have to go back, double click ASA4 config, and then under the bookmark manager, there will be the user manager. You see the dev1 and QA is appear here. So the first username is the dev1, and then bookmark is anything you like. So I would say the developer should access the production, and the profile name I would say VPN 1, and group policy is VPN policy 1. Then click on set. So this is for a dev. Now we have to select the QA, and bookmark for QA should be UAT, and the profile name is going to be VPN row 1, and the group policy is going to be VPN policy 2. Set. Okay, so now we're done. We also so now we have to enable the VPN outside. So all the configuration is done. So now we have to configure the outside. So this is the VLAN 2 outside. Okay, So now let's click on the CLI and then type wave VPN and enable outside. All right, it's got the confirmation. So it looks like it's done. So exit. So now let's run some show command. So show run. If you run the show command, right? Let's say it's a Ethernet 00, Ethernet 00 is the VLAN 2. So this is the VLAN 2 here. Now, if you go, it is VLAN 3. Where is the VLAN? Here. Internet interface VLAN 1. So name if inside security level 100, and we provide the IP address here. So it looks okay. So this is for internet interface VLAN 2, and interface VLAN 2 it should be 2.1, and interface VLAN 1 is 1.1. That's okay. And this is our username. You see the dev1 and password is encrypted. You see it is encrypted. It's not display here. And go down, and all the configuration looks okay. So now let's see. We are able to access the UAT and production server using VPN. Using the credential. So I double click any of the PC and just first type 192.168.1.10. Right, so it will throw an error, but because it is expecting the HTTPS, we provide the HTTP. So enter again. No, I'm sorry. It should be, we are provide the wrong end. So it should be 192.168.2.1, right? Because the IP address here is 2.1. So let me put the IP address here. So this is the out, right? So it's going to be 192.168.2.1. Okay. So this is the, oops. So we, from the end user, they have to type this IP address. So it's going to be https://192.168.2.1. So now he's asking for the authorization. So the username, let me close everything. So we already set up the username and password. So QA credential is the QA1 is the username, and QA123 is the password, and developer credential is the dev1, and password is dev123. So let me click again. So https 192.168.2.1. So let's try out the developer. So the dev1 and password is dev123. Yeah, access client to a portal, production. Yeah, so we are able to access this. And last time I show you how you can change this one, right? If you want to change your name, you also can do that. Okay, so let me access the UAT server. Actually, this should be the prod credential, and this should be the UAT. Okay, again, HTTPS / is going to be 192.168.2.1, and for the UAT is the QA1, and password is QA123. UAT environment, and we are able to access. Okay, thank you.